Welcome back, people. So it's been a minute since I have posted here on YouTube and spoken to you all. I obviously let you know that I bought the BMW E63 6 Series, and the 6-month update of this car is coming because there is so much to unveil, so much to talk about, and so much to discuss in terms of ownership experience, things that I've done to the car, what it's like to live with, how much I love it, and my general feelings about the car. Spoiler alert, I'm completely in love. I think this car is an absolute masterpiece. And I can't imagine now not having bought this particular car. I also own, if you don't know, BMW E63 Z4 3 litre. And that equally is my baby. Now, as I said, I'm going to do a 6-month review of this car and what it's been like to live with so far, what's planned for it and everything else. But for now, we're going to Southside Hustle. This is the first car meet that I'm going to in this car. Now, obviously the 6 Series is not a car meet car. It's not a showstopper, but it is a piece of design that automotive people do appreciate. It's not to everybody's taste, but typically it typically is the case that when something's not to everybody's taste, the people who do like it love it. And I'm not taking this car to show people, but it's more of like a confidence thing for me because the car is not perfect, but I do want to go to car meets and I do want to give this car the credit it deserves because I love it so much. So with that, we are currently driving through West London and we're on our way to Wimbledon Common. Southside Hustle is, it's a cult classic of car meets, I would say. Really popular now. You get Joe Macari popping down in 250s and McLaren F1s and all kinds. So it is a real eclectic mix, but I think one for the serious enthusiast because the types of cars that you see there are serious business. So we're gonna head down, we're gonna pop over Putney Bridge, and then you will join us at Wimbledon Common for the first car meet in the 6 Series. We'll see you there. Okay, so welcome to Southside Hustle. This is the first time that we've brought the 6 Series here, and being so close in West London, we're visiting for the first time. It's been a long time coming, but this is probably one of the most cult classic and locked in car meets, well established. And as you can see behind us, Lamborghini VT. We've got an SV over there. It's littered with classics, hypercars, supercars, and everything in between. This is the kind of meet that brings a whole facet of people together. But what I really want to hear is the startup sound of this. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sound of a Lamborghini V12. Have you ever heard anything so rambunctious in your life? Probably one of the most definitive cars of multiple generations, the Lamborghini VT. And this is the sort of car that brings people and generations together. It's a showstopper, that's for sure. GT3 RS, which probably was one of the first times that Porsche had created a GT product that amassed such a following. But the thing I'm loving about Southside Hustle is that it's so free flow. You've got these Porsches here and they are just sitting here parked up looking really beautiful, but then you've got the E46 M3 which is about to come past. Delicious, absolutely delicious.
Yeah, but it's good, you can go past.
E31. Incredible E31, sir. So if you know what this car is about, obviously This is a Gen 1 Murcielago, the V12 6-litre edition, and I believe that this is part of Duke of London's collection, which makes it even more special because Duke of London has really come into its own, obviously revamping the Brentford Riviera where they're based, and this ice white Murcielago is so evocative for so many people. And I know for a fact that this is probably been one of the most popular alongside the Diablos that have been parked over there, the SV and the VT. And I think this is a bygone era of Lamborghini because it's so imposing. Yes, the new ones, they've got all the fins and everything else, but this, it was all about the drivetrain, it was all about the power, and it was all about the presence. And this is such a wedge that you can only park it on a corner. So this, for me, is actually probably one of the best things here today.
Sensational, man.
So what's really nice about this meet is there's just like, people are just vibing and it's really free and relaxed, and obviously people are going about their days, and alongside that you've just got really beautiful cars, and I think it's a really great testament and a way to do a car meet because it brings people together in a really nice way. What I will say is that it's really sprawling. So you get all, like, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. But I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to just look at some cars together because I think that's what we've come to do. This Morgan Plus 4 is really nice, like a definitive British sports car. My dad has always wanted to have one of these, so if I can, or I have the means to, I'll get one of these soon. Really nice. Little Mini. Oh, Lotus. Oh, lovely. Now, let's have a little look at this Pagoda. This is incredible. Now, do you know what? If you ever wanted a performance, right, of the V12 Lamborghini Mercy, this is it. Here he is, doors up, looking incredible. Not gonna lie, there's kind of two schools of thoughts when you've got a Lamborghini Murcielago like that. You can either be kind of performative like that with the doors up, or you could just cruise around and let people absorb. I might let people absorb, but I appreciate the exhibitionism. Let's keep looking at these cars. Corvette, won't get one, but still cool to see. I just find him a bit wedgy at the back, you know, but yeah. Now, what I do want to draw your attention to is this 190E, which I can't lie, it looks so cool. There are two cars here that I think are probably extreme royalty, actually. The 190E, obviously this was a DTM Touring Champion car and probably one of the most successful homologated Mercedes-Benz that they made. So this 190E to see here is actually it's actually quite rare to see a 190E like this. And obviously this one's been murdered out in all black. Oh. You see what I mean? Like, it's just completely sprawling. Oh dear. He's got a penalty notice. That's okay. But yeah, this is really smart. Really cool. Love that. But then also we've got over here the E31. We've got some guys filming about it. Yeah, the AC Schnitzer E31 is pretty saucy. We'll get stuck into that once these guys are finished filming, but gotta say it's pretty class. Yeah, that's pretty dope. And if you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I was talking about my dad who used to have a 850 CSI, and I just think this shape of BMW, this era of BMW, was amazing. Funnily enough, the E63 6 Series was the next successor in terms of GT car following this shape, but this shape, the E31, still probably one of the most iconic. Super dope. Gotta say the 6 Series looks great. Those Alphas are really quite cool. They're still really having a moment, and those yeah, the Alphaholics, the Alfa Romeos, those retro builds are delicious. The Alpina B10. I still think that these really present well, and it's nice to see a lot more Alpinas at these meets. It was kind of a thing when I was a bit younger that Alpinas were such a rarity, and don't get me wrong, they still are, but you're starting to see a lot of them at these meets, and they present really well. So that's really nice. What's also really cool, this XKR is what my brother used to have, and I still think that this is such a great deal. If you can find one of these in a decent spec, arguably an amazing, like one of the best GT cars. The one thing I will say is that this is sitting on Dunlops, which my brother had, and he was wheel spinning in third gear. The SP Sport Max, that's the tyre that they recommend for these cars. And while they're good, the amount of power you get from the superchargers, you'll be spinning in third. So maybe try Michelin's, something super sticky. So here we've got a Lamborghini Huracan 3000, which was introduced in 1974 for the first time after a line of Miuras. And obviously this is supposed to be developed as a 2+2, but this one wasn't. And what was interesting about this car is that it moved to a chain-led development, and obviously had an increased displacement to 3 litres. Now, the small displacement V8s of the 70s are noisy, loud, and very potent just because of the displacement and the number of cylinders. But this actually is quite rare to see. You don't see Huracans, mainly because they're all broken or they're in Italy, but you're now starting to see these old Lamborghinis come out a lot more. But seeing it in this bronze color with the gold wheels is pretty special. The cutest, smallest, most mean little Fiat that I've ever seen. This Fiat Abarth, which is it's a comp edition. I don't actually know the details of what this is, but it's absolutely gorgeous, really cool, and it's decked out. I love the little 17-16 inch wheels, deep dish, and it's just, all of the details on this are just absolutely magical. So yeah, it's been a real mix today. Maybe didn't get all of the footage that I wanted to get, but hopefully you've got a feel for the kind of vibe that's popping off at Southside Hustle. It's a really wholesome meet. I've met a lot of familiar faces and friends in this world, so I had to stop and start quite a lot, but all in all, it's been really nice. The next video I'm going to be doing is going to be a proper update on the 6 Series, because there's lots to update on it. And lots of information that I need to share with you. So stay tuned, and I'll speak to you very soon.